Go get it! What's up, everybody?
Hello.
Welcome to another episode of Tucker and the Beard. This and every episode is brought to you by
Our respective real estate businesses. We are both top producing agents in the Prescott area, serving both buyers and sellers.
Yeah, so if you have any questions about buying, selling, or investing in real estate, or if you would like to become a sponsor for the show, you can call Tucker at
928-710-4690 or the Beard at
928-910-5954. Thank you guys so much for watching, man. We really appreciate it, and we rely on your support. So you can obviously find us on Facebook, but you can also find us on YouTube, Google Play, Spotify, and iTunes for the audio-only version of our podcast. And it would really mean the world to us if you would take a minute to rate and review us on iTunes and head over to the YouTube channel and subscribe. And don't forget to ring that little bell for notifications. We love Facebook, but they're not always the best delivery method for our content. You're not going to see everything that we put out. But YouTube does a really good job of that. So,
yeah. So give us a like and everything like that. But enough business. Let's get to the show.
let's go.
And we're back.
We are back. Hello, hello. What's going on?
Another beautiful day
Yeah,
here in beautiful Prescott, Arizona.
it is a gorgeous day. Feels like it's been a while since I've seen you.
Well, I mean,
Since last
a
week.
few days,
Yeah.
but Father's Day weekend
There's been,
happened.
I don't know about you, but it's been nonstop.
Yes.
Is that, I don't know if it's just me or it's just that time of season where I have something every single day.
Yeah, that
Multiple
sounds about
things a
right.
day.
That sounds about right. I'm gonna try and sneak
Load
out of
this
town for a couple of days.
Nice.
My wife and I are gonna go to an extremely nostalgic concert later this week.
I know.
I invited you.
It's my daughter's birthday, so as
You have a viable
much-
excuse. No, I
Yeah.
skipped the Foo Fighters for a kid's birthday, so I understand your feelings.
Like, it's one of the, because you are going to see Hootie himself,
We're gonna go see Hootie and the Blowfish and the Bare Naked Ladies.
which is amazing.
Yeah, I'm
Like, honest,
kind of excited.
I've seen Hootie before. I was almost kicked out for starting crowd surfing during a Hootie and the Blowfish concert.
that doesn't seem like a thing that you do at a Hootie
That's
and the
not
Blowfish concert.
exactly, which is why you kind of get weird looks. But I would almost be a little bit more excited for some Bare Naked Ladies.
You know, and I
Are you going in 1 week?
no, I'm going in 2 days.
No, I know. You're going on my daughter's birthday. So tomorrow's my son's birthday, and then the next day's my daughter's birthday. Did not plan very well.
You obviously didn't take into account that some years later there was going to be a Hootie and the Blowfish concert.
I know. I was like, wait
and
a
you
minute.
might need to go.
I was like, listen, Darius,
Let's get this straight. No, Hootie is one of the.
in 8 years,
I'm gonna need you to not put it back a day. You know, I wrote a letter.
yeah,
He didn't respond.
he didn't. Well, thanks for trying. I appreciate it.
You know, always looking out. No, but I've seen a lot of the quote unquote great '90s alternative bands play live. I've seen most of the heavy hitters.
You can't even name one right now, can you?
Oh, I can.
No, I'm just joking. I was like Sugar Ray.
We just don't have time.
I was like Sugar Ray.
Done.
Really?
Yeah, buddy.
All right. Smash Mouth.
Yep.
Marcy's Playground.
I don't know that they played very many live shows. However, I did see them on a side stage at a festival in the Phoenix area.
Wow.
There you go.
You got me beat. All right. Cool.
I heard they actually came to Flagstaff a couple of weeks ago.
Maybe that's why I was going down 90s. I'm like,
Yeah.
Jamiroquai.
Didn't see Jamiroquai.
Oh.
Never made that one happen. But I've seen a lot of the heavy hitters.
Nice.
Saw Bush.
Nice.
Missed them when they were in town a few weeks ago, but I saw them in their prime, so to speak.
Glycerine days.
Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, but I never did get a chance to see
Thanks, man.
Mr. Hootie or his Blowfish.
Yeah.
And I've never seen the Bare
was
Naked
actually-
Ladies play live anywhere other than on a TV show.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen quite a few concerts, and I saw them down at the Tostitos block party.
Nice.
And it was towards the end of their hype.
Yeah.
But still, out of all the concerts I've ever seen, that was an awesome concert. So I
mean, Darius is a prolific performer.
Yeah.
So
he did some, Lauryn Hill. I don't know if you remember Lauryn Hill of Sister
and her
Act
miseducation.
2. Sister Act 2 fame.
Sure. We'll go with Sister Act 2.
Back in the habit.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah. Let's
Leave it to
not
me.
I mean, let's
Leave
not
it
talk
to me.
about
All right.
any other
Just saying.
acts that she might have been associated with.
Any-
Just the Sister Act.
Just that Sister Act. All right. Sounds
Just
good.
her and Whoopi. All by themselves. Acting like nuns.
We should do a whole thing just on Sister Act. It would be about 5 minutes long.
I mean, it depends on if we, start going down the rabbit hole with the Catholic Church.
True.
I mean, it could get into a real weird topic of conversation. Pretty
Moving
fast.
on. Yeah.
I'm just saying, there's plenty to talk about.
Well, the way you would probably bring up
Yeah.
some things is how I'm.
Well, just
Not the
and
Catholic
Whoopi
Church in
Goldberg
itself.
Yeah, I mean,
I get you.
you can't talk about
She has a
Sister Act
certain
without
view.
talking about Cat Burglar.
She has a certain view.
She does.
Those-
I mean,
But we went to the movies
we went to the movies because it
To
was
not
Father's Day weekend.
to not see Sister Act.
No, I didn't catch that one in theaters.
We went to see Thor 4.
Thor 4. Could also
Thor in black.
Taken in Space. Taken in Space is a far better description of this movie.
I'm mad I didn't think of it.
Thor 4.
I'm really mad I didn't think of that. Yeah.
I mean,
Men in Black
the
4?
the newest.
Men
I mean, it's
Men's?
Men in Black International.
Yes.
But I mean, it's the fourth entry into the Men in Black franchise, which I thought they had put a nice little bow on at the end of
Yeah, they had
the
kind
second
of.
one, but then they hit us with the third one, and
Yeah.
and now we have this one.
It's like when I was a kid and my brother would be punching me. I didn't.
And then he'd be done, or you think he
Yeah,
was
just
done, and then just
after the second one, I was like, God, all right, he stopped. Oh, there's another one.
one more time.
And then, 20 years later. No, not 20, but just walks
Not
up
quite
and just
20, but
I said 20 because I just came from the theater and that was there were some time jumps in
Yes.
there and there was
so
not to mess with the third one because it was about time travel and it's kind of jumping the shark when they go, you know what? We're just going to throw some time travel in there.
why
They
not?
didn't do it bad, but it was interesting.
I mean,
what are you bringing up?
Just digging through some of the archives here, and the original Men in
Gotcha.
Black,
Which is, yeah.
1997.
Yeah.
So that one was 22 years ago.
Feeling old. I
Real
just got my
Real old.
I just got my 20-year high school reunion thing in the mail. Well, I got the email asking me for my email, which then I was like, all right.
And these are people who graduated high school.
I'm just like, all right, okay. We're
They
playing this
should
game.
have.
All
They
right.
should have a better grasp on this.
But yeah, it's been a while since Will Smith was coming out. What was it? His
This is
second.
back when Will Smith used to write whole new albums for every movie he was in,
It's true.
or at least he would drop a Red Hot Fire single.
It was more the single, but then he would. I think woke up one day. He's like, God, I can't keep doing this every single time.
No,
But he did Independence Day. I think before this one, this was his first solo
yeah.
headlining movie.
This was his first. After when did Independence Day come out? Before 97?
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
Like
he
95,
was the
I think.
Fresh Prince.
yeah.
And then he did Independence Day.
And you're like, oh,
You're like, okay, he can
All
can
right.
kind of do this. He can bring it. And then I believe I'm not looking on the line right now, but I can't remember anything before Men in Black because everything else was after.
let's pull it up. Let's check him out.
Let's check out the Fresh Prince.
So Independence Day was 96. And then he just did a little
Point.
little something in 97. Like a little TV series where he voiced Pinocchio.
I
So-
want to stop what we're doing and I want to watch Will Smith's version of Pinocchio.
So check out Happily Ever After, Fairy Tales for Every Child, released in 1997, and then came back later that year with Men in Black.
There you go.
Kind of.
But he brought something really special to that franchise, which is Will Smith. Like he's got
He has a unique
the swagger,
ability. Yeah,
the Will Smith swagger.
and he's shown us that he can be kind of more than he's not a single layer.
No,
Dude's got some depth. I mean,
dude, his new movie, he's going up against himself.
who do you bring in to fight Will Smith?
He's fought everything.
You bring in Will Smith to fight.
Name
Will
one
Smith.
thing he hasn't fought, including giant mechanical spiders,
It's true.
robots,
In the Wild Wild West,
aliens. Done.
and several different kinds of aliens.
Yeah, multiple. Yeah, but it's kind of like, all right,
He's gone up against
he's
the
got a
federal government,
couple times.
and he conquered homelessness.
You can say he conquered homelessness, but
Well,
he made it. Will
he made
Smith
it. He
fight.
made it out. He's been a matchmaker, a secret
He's-
agent.
Yeah, I was gonna say secret
A
agent
pilot.
multiple times. Pilot. Is that Independence Day?
That was in Independence.
Okay, I was like,
We're
what?
trying to stay on track here.
I know. I was like, what?
He's played
Movie.
a doctor. Concussion.
All right, he's played a superhero, Hancock. And moving on.
And
Listen, they're
Played a
not
cop.
all. Yeah, multiple times. Yeah, he's
I mean, he was in Bad Boys.
and Bad Boys 2, and soon to be Bad Boys 3.
True story. He
Bad Boys for
He
life.
not only did he play a superhero, but he played a super villain.
What movie was that?
Deadshot, man. Suicide Squad.
Oh my god.
Again, movies we don't like to talk about, but
Listen, I'm trying to give him like props right now.
holy cow, I cannot believe that Netflix greenlit a Bright 2. Did you see that?
I saw Bright.
It was like,
I watched
it's
it
like,
one
what if we
time.
dropped Middle Earth into Harlem or Compton?
Well, it's like they took Training Day
Yeah.
and Lord of the Rings,
Yeah.
threw it in a blender,
Let's see what happens.
added some Fresh Prince.
Guess what? They're doing it again. Coming
they-
soon. It's been
Is
announced.
it too bright?
Well, they've actually announced a Bad Boys 4.
What?
Eh,
I mean, good.
good on them.
Good for Martin Lawrence right now.
Yeah, Bad Boys for Life is going to come out next year.
Well, the last thing I heard from Martin Lawrence, like he was passing out in L.A. from wearing one of those like tracksuits.
Yeah.
So I'm happy.
See
for
what
him, man.
happens.
I'm happy for him.
So
I like the Bad Boys
Will
movies.
Smith, we should mention, has nothing to do with the movie that we saw, other than he was in.
I know, I was
in
just wondering.
the movies that spawned the franchise.
There we go.
That gave us the movie that we saw this week.
I went so far down the Will Smith rabbit hole.
We did.
I forgot what movie we watched.
Yeah. So, all
But
that to say
Men in Black.
is that they set up a pretty solid little franchise that, like all franchises, has hits and misses. I didn't love Men in Black 3.
I didn't mind it. It was just one of those movies where I was like, I could have done without it.
I could have not seen it and
I
been
could
fine.
have, yeah, I've been the exact same person. I think that's my one for today. That it's like I could have not seen it, and I would have been the
Yeah.
exact same Tucker that I.
I actually
sitting-
feel like this was a pretty decent entry for the franchise. I liked this
To
one
start
better
it
than
up.
3.
they
Kind of
didn't.
kickstarting it again. There's a little a little bit of that, social consciousness going on a little bit, which is fine. Listen, like, I know we mention it from time to time, but at least speaking for myself, and I'm assuming for Tucker, it's not that we're offended by social consciousness whatsoever. It's just I'm noticing it more and more in movies as some time's going on.
No, and my only thing is I enjoy seeing it. I like the little hat tips to it. I don't like getting beat over the head with it, which tends to happen occasionally because then I feel like it loses its message.
Yeah.
And
No,
so
I
I would
agree with
rather
that.
have the message than it get lost in translation. I don't know.
Yeah. They're not they didn't go overboard with it.
Yeah.
I'll just say that. Some movies do, but this was not the case.
One thing that happened. Listen, this is not for this is not a movie for people like me in this sense, and I'm gonna speak for you in half a thing. It's not a thinker movie.
Oh no.
I called the movie within the first 30 seconds.
Yeah, basically by the end of the first scene, I knew how it was going to play out.
Yeah, I knew,
It was predictable.
which kind of
It's-
irritated me. There was some little
We're in the heart of summer blockbuster season,
Yeah.
and there's going to be a ton of these movies this year.
I was gonna say, so as long as you go and don't think,
Yeah,
don't
if
try
you
and
like to
figure it
see
out.
aliens, and listen, I will say this: from when the first Men in Black movie to now, CGI has come such a long way, and
It's
these
insane.
guys have done. They did a pretty decent job with it. We've seen some movies where the CGI was totally half cocked, and it was
oh yeah.
to the point where it was annoying.
I think that CGI is on point when I'm not thinking that's CGI.
Yep. Yeah.
Until you just said that,
When it disappears into the film itself,
was
that's
like, yeah,
when you
the
know
CGI was
it's well
awesome.
done. One of my favorite things about Men in Black movies is I always like to see the next way that the car is going to transform.
Oh,
it's
there was a
kinda-
Lexus commercial in there.
Man, so hard.
Like, listen, that's going
Product
back to
placement.
the product placement. Like, if you do it in the right way, good on you. But when
But don't
you
stop the camera like on
on
the Lexus logo for 5 seconds.
right, and then just be like, oh, and pushing the button. Like, it was a full blown Lexus
It
commercial.
was.
But there's times they do that on like computers. Like, oh, my HP, whatever. I
Look
can
at my
bring that up.
Lenovo ThinkBook.
Yeah, okay.
Cool story, bro.
But kind of going back a couple weeks, I was taking, because when did the first Men in Black? You said 97?
1997.
All right, so I was like 16, 17. So, yeah, I'm not old. But just saying. No, but it took me back to that world.
Yeah,
And
I
going
thought this
to
was
a
a solid entry.
And like a John Wick style where you go in and you go, oh, you're taken into this
It
underground.
was comfortable immediately.
Yeah, like, and I went back in it and I was like, yes.
Yeah.
Like, I want more of that.
I forgot how much I liked the first Men in Black.
Yeah.
And then as I was watching, I was like, I really did like those movies.
Yeah.
You know?
My thing with it, and maybe you could, because I went with my son, he'd seen the first one.
Okay.
And I think he might have seen the third one when I watched it or whatever, but it didn't probably make much sense because he hadn't seen the first one yet.
Sure.
You could go, I was really worried him seeing this movie and not seeing the other two, not seeing all three of them and its entirety. You could go into this movie without have seen a single Men in Black movie.
And it would work out.
You would be absolutely fine.
Yeah. But again, on the same token, if you have seen all of the Men in Black movies, this one, it ranks middle of the pack. It's not as good as the first one, but I don't think you're ever going to catch that lightning in a bottle a second time.
Yeah. The first one was probably my favorite.
Yeah.
I could watch that one. I don't think I saw the third one time, and
that was enough.
okay, I'd probably do one. Yeah, not even ranking them. This would be closer to the top because it was its own thing.
I might like it. Like, I would have to go back and watch Men in Black 2 again to know if I liked it better than this one.
Yeah, Will
But
Smith and
it's
Tommy
a solid
Lee
either
Jones
2 or 3 out of the 4.
had some
That chemistry.
that chemistry, it was hard for me personally because the main characters in this one are, the main actors are Chris Hemsworth and Tessa Thompson, who this is their fourth movie together now.
Something like that.
With the Thor Ragnarok, and I guess this is third.
Well, I mean, even to a lesser, wasn't Valkyrie in Endgame?
Yeah, she was in Endgame.
So I mean, she's been
And
Valkyrie
Right.
for a minute.
So there was a couple times where it was hard not to
think
that.
Yeah,
and
to think Thor when you see Chris Hemsworth in anything,
right?
Especially in an action movie role.
But he brought a lot of comedy to this, which I
thought it was good.
Major fan of, because he was like this, A-list agent kind of thing.
Yeah.
He's kind of had some rough. He's kind of gone down a different.
He's had better
path.
days.
Yeah, and so it's kind of one of those stories. But what he brings to it is really cool. Yeah.
Well, and it's kind of to loosely tie this into last week's podcast. They're doing to this what they did with the Harry Potter movies, starting to introduce alternate and additional pieces of the story.
Right, like we were talking about the different movies.
Yeah.
And,
they have the Fantastic Beasts movies now. So this, took place in M.I.B's
world.
British office.
Right.
That's where the majority of the movie was based out of.
Right, which is kind of cool that they, what other offices do they have?
Yeah.
And,
because always the New York office in the first 2-3 movies.
Yeah, that's always been that one. So you're like, oh, okay, they're kind of in charge. And they did do a cool little hat tip that they did in Men in Black when they're celebrities.
Yeah.
That are
the alien celebrities. That's one of my favorite parts too.
It was a cool little bit.
Whatever guns that they decide to pull out, this alien hardware that they use, I always think that's fun to just see how they pull it off.
Yeah, and these little, tiny things to giant. So no, it was super cool, and what they did with the special effects, and
I thought they did a bang up job with it.
Yeah,
my favorite. There's a comedian. I'm gonna butcher his name right now, but it's Kumail Nanjiani.
Is it the motorcycle guy?
No, he's the little.
Oh yeah,
he's Pawnee.
He's from Silicon Valley.
Okay, yeah. And he's a hilarious stand-up comic. He's really good, and I kind of found him to be some of my favorite part of this movie.
Yeah, they added some real comedic. Like Chris Hemsworth was funny in it, but adding that extra comedic, thing, he was really. I can't remember. He said a couple things, and I was laughing.
Yeah, I was howling. It was good stuff
because it could have gone downhill real quick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, at first when I saw I was like, but then I realized, I heard his voice and I go, oh, this guy's funny, so this is gonna be good.
Yeah,
kind of took me out of it for a second and then brought me right back in, and I thought it was pretty fantastic.
Yeah, well, and there's the one aliens from Men in Black 1 through 3 that they were in the break room and stuff. They did a little hat tip to them or something. I feel like this is the next generation. That's really funny.
Really, it ties into the very beginning of our conversation today, which is it's nostalgia. Yeah. They played heavily on that, and I thought that was a good move on their part.
But they did it in the right way. It wasn't, hey, remember when this stuff happened?
Yeah.
No. It was just,
but there's
for those who knew,
little nods to everyone's favorite stuff.
Yeah.
So
it's way cool.
Well, anyway,
that's it. Well, should we rank it?
Should we?
Shall we?
Listen, it's a fun movie. It's hot outside. Go sit in an air-conditioned theater. Go watch the movie. It's summertime. This is the exact kind of stuff you expect.
Yeah. I was gonna say it's a good little popcorn flick.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, catch it when it's not too busy. It's not a day one movie.
No, but I went and saw it on Father's Day, and the theater was half full. It wasn't bad.
Was it half empty?
No, it was half full.
Oh, all right then.
So there you go.
I'm torn between a go see it and a rent it.
Yeah, it could work either way. It's cool to see some of the big special effects.
Yeah.
And for a summertime popcorn flick,
Yeah,
it
I was
hits
like,
the spot.
if it wasn't a summer, like, and you don't have
release
anything
this movie
to
in
do,
October and forget about it.
Yeah. If I'd be like, go rent it, but it's summer. Yeah, go get out of the heat.
Yeah.
Yeah, go see it.
Cool.
Don't overthink it.
Don't.
Just do yourself that favor.
No, definitely don't do that. Yeah. So that's it for us.
Thanks.
Till next week. He's Tucker.
He's Beard.
We're out.